Hello and welcome to the channel. We're on a summer road trip to the province of Manitoba in Canada. After filling our vehicle with every conceivable piece of equipment, we set off, taking with us a small breakfast. On this trip, we will be car camping, staying at a family cabin, backcountry camping, and visiting my hometown, all of which required careful planning and a lot of equipment. So please sit back and enjoy this journey. We began in Edmonton, traveling approximately 1,100 kilometers to our first destination at Baker's Narrows Provincial Park, where we camped for the night. From there, we'll head to Setting Lake and hike in Manitoba's northern forest, which will include a visit to a waterfall. After that, we'll head south to Riding Mountain National Park, where we will stroll through the town, visit the beach area, and stay for the night. Finally, we visited my hometown of Killarney, a prairie town situated along a beautiful lake where we had some unique encounters with the local wildlife. After driving for about 3 hours, we decided to stop in North Battleford to get gas and visit a First Nations restaurant. Before entering, we stopped to pay our respects at a war memorial dedicated to those who fell in past wars. The restaurant was a very comfortable place that invoked a sense of Canada's north with its forest theme. The food was good, but the item I ordered was loaded with salt, which spoiled the taste for me. I would have been better off ordering what Donna had, especially when the reviews from Donna were quite positive. After that, we found ourselves being led down an unfamiliar trail.
I was like, I am not switching off because Lyndon will drive fast and he will scare me even more. Oh, I toughed it out.
So guys, we are on our way to Flin Flon. We're on 106 North. The damn GPS, Google, sent us down a highway called 120, which was a fantastic highway until it turned into gravel, which is a bit of an interesting experience when you don't really know where you are and you've got no cell signal. But I did know that the thing was going to hook up to this road, 106, up to Flin Flon. It was just a case of when. I think it was about 25 minutes of this, which felt like an eternity. But here we are. We are on the right road. Off to Flin Flon. I think Flin Flon is about 2 hours away. Stopping in Flin Flon, we decided to get something to eat before heading east to our campsite.
Onion rings.
Our dining spot was next to a famous town icon named Flintibety Floniton, from whom the town of Flin Flon gets its name. He's the main character in the science fiction novel The Sunless City, where he takes a submarine into a bottomless lake lined with gold, entering a strange underground world. No gold around here, but Flin Flon is historically known for its mining activities, particularly for copper and zinc. After a long 14-hour drive, we were happy to find our camp at Baker's Narrows Provincial Park, a nice location nestled within the boreal forest. After setting up, it was time to take a look around. The park surrounds the beautiful Lake Athapasacow, which is popular for canoeing, boating, and swimming. It is also a great place to reconnect with the northern wilderness, and the miles we had driven began to fade away. The park also has a viewing tower that provides a 360-degree view of the lake, forest, and surrounding rock formations. Even the walk up the stairs provided some impressive scenery. But of course, the view from the tower itself was the best, especially in the evening light. And the sounds of wildlife certainly helped. Feeling relaxed, we went to sleep.
This is nice. I heard winds during the night. That was really pretty.
Yeah, lots of birds actually through the night. This is how you fold up a tent when the outer part is wet.
It's relatively dry.
Good. Okay, guys, we took shelter inside a kitchenette, I guess, or shelter for breakfast because it is absolutely pissing outside. We just got the tent packed in time. Get our breakfast here and head off to Setting Lake. After a few hours of driving to Setting Lake, we were relaxing at the cabin, with Donna trying out a type of massage chair. You do not like the massage? It seemed to be getting mixed reviews. The next morning, I woke up early and decided to sit out on the deck to once again take in the beauty of the area. After we gathered our hiking gear, Donna's sister took us to an area known informally as Jerry's Lake. Along the way, we came across a sign warning that travel was not advised. Knowing that Donna and her sister were from this area, I assumed I would be safe, or at least I hope so. However, it turned out that Donna was eager for me to discover the local wildlife, starting with some wild strawberries. Here's a closer look at the plant itself, as well as other beautiful scenes we saw along the way. To get to Jerry's Lake, we took a side path off the main trail, which was a beautiful path, but it did have some wet areas to navigate after the recent rains. With me and my camera safe, I took in the views of the lake shore. Some last looks of the lake before we made our way back to the trailhead. And we found the trail had not dried up much while we were at the lake. We found this female spruce grouse along the trail, and she did not seem happy to see us, and was probably protecting young chicks near her. They are interesting birds that prefer to walk on the ground or along tree limbs, and in the fall they grow snowshoes on their toes to help them navigate the deep snow. After a short drive, we arrived at Pichu Falls Provincial Park, where we took in the views of Grass River before making our way to the falls themselves. Pichu Falls is named after the Cree word for lynx, which refers to the hissing sound that resembles the call of the wild cat. The falls have a drop of approximately 13 meters, and the park has a system of boardwalks leading to observation platforms that keep visitors at a safe distance. However, the walkways can get slippery, and as with any northern ecosystem, there are black bears, wolves, and cougars that reside in the area as well. So common sense and staying on the marked trails is a requirement. Back at the cabin, it was time to relax and take in the views one last time, as tomorrow morning we'd be heading to areas south. Leaving the Canadian Shield and its boreal forests, we found ourselves back on the prairies surrounded by canola fields. We arrived at Riding Mountain National Park and were quickly greeted by a pleasant sight. After checking into our hotel, we made our way up to our room, which featured an interesting deck area outside. We've come to the lake house in Riding Mountain National Park. Comes with a kitchenette, and it feels very much like the place we had in Ottawa in some ways. There's the room, completely shattered because we got all our gear in here. It has a bar or place to eat anyway. Yeah, there's a view. And then the bedroom itself will do. Will definitely do. Parking is a little difficult. Well, I shouldn't say difficult, but it's not on premise. So we had to park across the street in that area right up there. Free parking though, so good enough. The room was also decorated with local history, ranging from the typical fishing derby poster to a photo of an actress that I didn't recognize. And of course there was a beauty contest, along with other lake activities. And speaking of Clear Lake, it was time to check out the beach and explore around. It's been some time since we were last here, so it's fun to walk around and see what stayed the same and what's changed. Like many parks today, a variety of watercraft can also be rented. Some examples shown here. They even offered a lake cruise, but unfortunately we couldn't fit it into our schedule. However, that didn't stop us from relaxing nearby in one of Parks Canada's famous red chairs, which are placed in scenic areas throughout their parks. On our way back from the beach, we discovered the rustic Wasagaming Theatre, a nostalgic reminder of the past that's still putting on shows. We also ventured into the backcountry to camp and visit Grey Owl's cabin, encountering some black bears along the way. This adventure is featured in another video, which I will link at the end of this video. Getting up early, we took advantage of the quiet morning to have breakfast before continuing. A good breakfast that provided the energy for our drive south. And while driving, we passed by a train on our way to Killarney, my hometown. Killarney is a small town located in the southwestern part of the province, situated around Killarney Lake. It's also roughly 19 kilometers from the Canada-US border, and I've spent half of my time in Rolla, North Dakota, as well as other nearby communities down there. When we arrived, Mom was eager to show us her garden, but we couldn't help but notice this old fire hydrant in the middle of the lawn. The apartment building used to be a hospital, and I suspect we were standing in the old parking lot. Finding our accommodations, it was time to make our supper.
Put a lid on it.
This is leftover cooking, guys. Making do with whatever you got. It comes from one of these things.
Go up, Fresh. Go up.
Veggie pack. Butter on bread.
It's a masterpiece.
Masterpiece of non-spreadable margarine.
It will be shown in galleries around the world.
See how this is doing. This
Oh, there's a food here.
much boiling going on. Smells good too. Oh, here we go. Microwave this sandwich.
Version 2.
After the microwave, we have pockets of butter. stool. Yeah.
Dude.
It was great to wake up the next morning in my hometown. Mystery nuts. Mystery box. I don't even know what's in here. Looks like there's cheese, almonds, pickles, and then some mystery thing. I'm not sure. It's been infused with the pickles. I think it's mozzarella, but it's pickle juice. Okay, guys. This is the creation. Yogurt, vanilla yogurt, bananas, grapes, almonds, all made in a very tired state, but very healthy. We had heard there were some pelicans at the lake, so we went down there hoping they were still around. There is an interesting history associated with this lake. Back in the 1800s, a land surveyor named O'Brien named it Killarney after the Irish town. It is said that after naming the lake, he christened it by pouring a bottle of good Irish whiskey into the water. The lake does have a history of things being poured into it, but I will say no more. Fortunately, stewardship of the lake today is much more environmentally focused. After standing on the banks for a while, we noticed some stirring in the reeds. It seemed to be fish thrashing around. Were they drunk? Did they find the whiskey? Unlikely, but the activity certainly had our attention, and the mystery remained unresolved. We went back to enjoying the scenes that were in front of us on the lake. Yeah, pretty bad.
What happened to me?
After disposing of the improperly placed pickerel rig, we noticed the thrashing again. Despite everything happening around it, this painted turtle appeared completely undisturbed and it was enjoying the sun. From the bridge, we got a better view and determined that they were fish using the reed beds to spawn, possibly white suckerfish. They use the reed beds and similar aquatic vegetation for protection and as a food source for the eggs and young fish. Mystery solved. That wraps up our journey through Manitoba. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed the adventure.